What's up, the internet? All Hallows Eve. Hi. So, like I said yesterday, the Paludarium's pissing me off, and I gotta get to work on it. So, me and the lady convened and decided that it was time to get the background painted. Even though I only sort of knew what I was doing image-wise, I didn't really have exactly the picture in my head of what I wanted to do, but I had an idea of what I wanted to do, so I went ahead and executed it. You can see here in the beginning and most throughout the video, you can see me taping the tank off, which is a little bit odd to be painting this way because you have to paint backwards. You know what I'm saying? Typically, when I paint, I do an undercoat, especially with all the dark tones in the background and all that kind of stuff. This painting this way, you have to do it backwards, so you have to do the other way around. You have to paint all the highlights first, and then build from there. So what I do is I tape off, so I'm able to do the highlight stuff later on. Now, as you see, when I go through this, the painting process, we'll see how I ended up doing this. I kind of went a little bit of a different direction because I was going for some darker tones in the background. Before anybody asks, I know I'm going to get the question, hey, what kind of paint did you use? For this, I used spray paint, but the types of spray paint that I use are high-end acrylic spray paints. And you can see here where I'm laying out the tape. This is a little bit closer shot with a nicer camera, be able to give you an idea of how I'm taping everything off. But the spray paint I use is a higher-end acrylic spray paint. I use flame blue. I use some Molotov, and I also use Mountain, or the three kinds I stick to. I do use some other stuff, but those are the three that I really like. The flame blue is kind of my favorite out of all. I don't know, I probably have at least 100 cans at all times of that stuff. That's my favorite paint. That's pretty much what I use for this. I ended up only using like 3 or 4 colors. I think 4 colors, and then black for the background on this. And like I said, I kind of went a different direction than when I really wanted to go. But I mixed a few ideas that I had just kind of at the time and just ran with it. It was kind of the best bet that I had to get where I wanted to today as far as like finishing the project and not. I definitely did cloud myself out a little, gas myself a little bit, but that's fine. I got 2 of the 3 sides that I'm going to paint. I got the back done and then one of the sides done. The other one, there's a tank in the way. I'll be doing that one later. But overall, I think it came out pretty well. As you can see, I did all the blues and whatnot, and then pulled the tape. When you're painting like this, you need to pull your tape pretty quickly after it has been painted. Otherwise, it has a tendency, once it's dried, to crack and peel and pull off. And that said, it's not the easiest thing to get this paint off once it is on, although I do know how to get it off. I'm not going to recommend to anybody to try and get it off. Chemicals I use are inappropriate for anybody to be using for really anything, but a little bit of paint thinner and some steel wool will generally abrase it enough, but you don't want to actually abrase all the way through the paint. You just want to let it get thin, and then you need to get it cleaned off there really quickly, otherwise it's going to ruin the acrylic. Another way of doing it is manually scraping it off with a plastic scraper. You can't use anything metal, obviously. You can't use any razor blades or anything like that. You can on a glass tank. This is one of those things that I recommend people to paint the backgrounds of their glass tanks, not the acrylic tank, because if you fuck up at all on a glass tank, you can just remove it with a razor blade or a big wide razor scraper. You can get those at a hardware store. Basically just takes like a couple of razor blades wide, and you can go ahead and scrape it a lot off. Here's before I have the black added in, and here's me actually spraying it, the layers in. Of course, I put the video together weirdly, somehow came out timed like that, but so I had to start with the lighter colors and then work my way back to the darker colors to fill everything in. As is, the finished product, just the background just looks black from the outside. I'm not 100% happy with what I came out with, but I do have some ideas about what I'm going to do to not necessarily fix it, is not the right terminology to use, but I'm just going to kind of enhance it a little bit. But I do have to play with that to a certain degree, and I probably won't be doing that until probably like Tuesday or Wednesday. I do have some time blocked out tomorrow for the other 180. I want to get the plumbing done, and let's see if I can get 3 videos posted up in 3 days of stuff that I'm doing. But here's the finished product. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not disappointed in how it came out, and I think it does look kind of cool. And I generally just don't see backgrounds painted like this. But that's that project for today. Click the like and subscribe and do all that shit, and put your fucking pants back on. All right, later.